All right, so today's our first day with bringing a couple guys in to work on the Cargo Star. This is Jeremy. Jeremy is from Western Pennsylvania. You drove 3 hours?
Yeah.
3 hours to come out and help us work on this truck. And this is Joe. Joe lives on almost central Ohio?
Yeah, mid-Ohio.
Yeah, about mid-Ohio. About hour and a half, 2 hours, somewhere around there. So this is our first day, and what our goal is today is get the truck stripped. So we're going to start taking off things that we know we're not going to use, and we're going to be changing. Ultimately, at least at this point, because all my plans are written in sand, the cab is coming off and going on a newer chassis, because as this project has developed, it's changed so many times, and I seriously don't believe we're going to be putting an engine under the cab. I think we're going to use that area to hide some of the things like we were talking about, the air tanks, the air dryer, stuff like that if we need it. And we're going to set the engine back here. So that means that renders this frame almost useless. And if we have to do any modifications, I think it's easier to modify the cab mounts and stuff like that than it is to modify this frame to accept a late model frame. So without further ado, we're going to start stripping some stuff. Jeremy, you work on trucks. You do truck stuff. Tell us a little bit, if you want to, you can tell us a little bit about what you do.
I work on medium duty trucks and heavy duty. We do typical services and we will move suspensions on some. I'm actually rebuilding a Detroit in one truck right now.
You said it was a 12.7.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing that. And that's what you do every day.
Yep.
And you found us a while ago on YouTube.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you how many years ago.
Been a long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Joe, you drive truck,
Yes.
right? And well, let me back up, Jeremy. What would you like to get out of this experience? What are you learning something, helping out? Tell me.
Helping, and also I enjoy learning from you. I learn a lot from you on YouTube, and I look forward to working hands-on with you and learning.
And I didn't pay you to say that. Let's
No,
make that
no,
clear.
you-
I didn't pay you to say. So Joe, you drive truck,
Yes, sir.
okay? And you work for a company?
Yes.
Yes. And you drive a semi-truck, 53-foot trailer, that type of deal day to day.
Drive anything. I do tanker, I do dump trailer,
Mm-hmm.
and we do drive-in. We just started that and everything else. So I'm trying to get it going.
Gotcha.
and everything
Gotcha.
else.
Your truck, company truck.
Company's truck.
Company truck.
And stuff.
Gotcha.
We just drive pretty much anything we can get our hands
Right.
on.
Any
But I
freight you
usually drive
can.
An old school one. I send you a picture of it
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. That is a W900L.
One of my
It's 2000.
favorites.
And I
Yeah.
got a CAT engine in it.
Oh,
Well, it still runs. That's all that matters.
is it a glider?
Yes.
Okay, I got you. So what cat is it? You got a 3406E,
I think the
C15? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a C15.
I'd ask you more about the prefixes because everybody will want to know, but you probably don't know what it is, a 5EK, something like that. Okay, well, one day we'll get that. So anyways, what are you looking to get out of this experience?
Similar to what Justin said and stuff, you know, I like to learn a lot. I was almost, I told you over the phone and stuff, I almost currently bought the Ford C700, I think it was. We thought.
CF,
Yeah,
cab
CF.
forward, 600, 700?
Yeah, I almost purchased it and everything else, and I was going to do similarities to what you're doing, you know, put a newer modern motor or, you know, change the suspension. you
Right.
know, maybe modernize it, obviously, you know, airbags.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, I just didn't have money at the time, and my son wanted to learn something else, so I bought something for him.
So now you get to do it anyways.
Yes.
It just ain't going to cost you anything.
Yeah.
Man, that's a
Cost me an
bonus.
experience, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, and there'll be there's a surprise to the end of this, which you guys we've talked about, but we're going to hold that back because we don't want that to influence people whether they come or not come. So we'll keep that close to the chest. So I thank you guys for coming. I enjoy it. I love bringing people in. It's such a good time, and I guess it's time to get to work. Jeremy's got the steering shaft disconnected. He's working on the throttle. Cable that's in here, of course, it's seized. And Joe is down here disconnecting the brake lines, or was, now he's out, and trying to get that cable out. Oh, we gotta get the electric motor unhooked too for that Hydro Boost backup.
What are you working on right now?
Wrench now. Park number.
Oh.
I don't know where the wrench is.
Which one are you looking for?
7/16, unless you got it. You got it? Yeah, we got the tank off. The
Yeah.
tank had several leaks Let's see, we got a spot here, a spot here, a spot here, a spot here.
Always where the dang straps are usually.
And then a couple spots at the top. So if we feel like if we have time, we're gonna put that on the table and do a little TIG weld.
It's pouring again.
Now we should go get that. Here we're gonna get the hydraulic cylinder pin out now, and the 2 hinge pins are the only 2 things left. Everything else is disconnected. We're ready to lift the cab off this chassis. You're gonna have to find me something to cover that engine with. There's a big piece of plastic.
I moved it. It's right up there. I'll get it. The weather's not really cooperating today. It's been raining all day, but it's not too hard right now. So I'm trying to hurry up and get this off before it starts downpouring again.
I would do it this way. Just come in the top. See how we got an extra plate here? Just come in this way and then go that way. Yep. Here, take the hose this way. That way, yeah, there you go. Now you got her.
So we gotta get the angles in.
Yep. Yep, you got her. Okay. Jeremy, you want to cut with it?
Yeah.
You cut the other side? Yeah, see how using one hand is steady? It makes it easier to guide it. And then this is the transition. This is the hardest part of cutting the truck frame. But see how you got to keep the torque at the same angle of the frame. See how nice and straight, 90 degrees. The handle isn't a 90-degree handle, but the nozzle needs to be 90 degrees. Yeah, look how nice and easy and
Other than those.
well, yeah, that's
We
okay.
can't lose perfection right now.
No.
Oh, it's okay. I gave him mine for a second.
That's all right. You take them with you. Yeah, look here. See how he turned the corner? And he came up just above that plate? Right. Now it's going to fall. Watch your toes. Just a little bit hanging on. Good. We'll just smack it with a hammer. What do you think? We still got more to cut? Might be a little bit. Oh yeah, here we go. Here, just Joe, it's on the bottom. Just cut that bottom again. Yep, just give her a little more. Just watch your toes.
Yep. That's why I'm going to be over here. Glasses, sir. Oh, yeah. Hey, what's off my head?
It's all right. That's what I do all the time. Hey, listen, one day I was looking for my glasses, and I told her, I said, where's my glasses? She took my phone, took a picture of me. I had my regular glasses on, safety glasses, and those glasses on my head. You might have it now. Where's the big hammer? Oh. Here, we'll use this one. Yeehaw. There you go. Okay. Sweet. You can cut as much as you like. We're gonna cut it all the way up to here. So whenever you have had enough cutting, that's when we'll make the last one. Look at that. You're through. Let me tell you how different it is watching people work.
No, don't do it that way. No.
Now I would do the bottom flange first, Joe. I'd go on from the other side and cut the bottom. So that part's done, you're out of danger zone. You can cut the top flange last.
Yep.
And go through like the center of the hole there, so we can do our fine cut later. So I would do right in here first, and then just come up that way.
Yep, I'm trying to get a comfortable spot.
I know it's tight for a big guy. Get it? Yep. Good deal. That's her. Yeah, we'll have to get a snatch block. my snatch block is auto adjusting.
You're right at the edge now.
I'm good?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get some chains on it now. We just had a little bit to overcome here, that's all. It'll be fine.
So they went over to our other property and got this. They're going to use the motor out of it for sure, or the engine, and possibly the transmission, but he's not sure yet.
We just gotta fix our kickstand. I broke the hole. That little guy is gonna get hot in there.
What's in there?
A mouse.
Oh. I hate mice, but I can't go back and forth. Something's wrong.
Something's a little off.
Yeah, it's funny.
I was just holding it and it started going off.
It's crazy.
Still?
Yeah, it's still good.
Center backswings on this. You know what I was thinking too, Jeremy, the other day, or last night? Remember we were talking about how we got to turn that frame?
Yeah.
We don't. All we have to do is take a piece of box tube across that and set the box tube like this.
Yeah, across
And then
front.
just cap the
Yep.
end of it.
Yeah, and then right here would be your mount.
Yeah. So we can turn that box tubing to be whatever we need
Yeah.
and be set.
Yeah, and that'd also deal with the width issue too.
Yeah, they get simple when you sleep on it. So we got a 51 center back. Now that white line is going to be a little better, I think. Okay, we're close. We are close. Now I can only do one this way, and then I have to find something on the back. Ones to work with. So that's that. We'll stack this and we'll center back.
I got it.
Jeremy's hands. Jeremy's hands.
That's like right where you were putting up another one.
Yeah. It's not bad. So now let's reference it. Let's go to something we have the same, which would be these are the same, this is the same. So we pick a couple spots. Tell you what, hold on that line. I'm going to mark what each one of these is in the center. That is 44 and 11 sixteenths. This is 74 and 5/8.
Yes,
Two of them, that ought to be adequate. So now we're going to go to the other side of my line and see if we can get a little sweep. That's okay, look good on my line. You know these holes on this side, this line.
Oh, the front line.
Yeah, so I can see if my front line is right. Front line, it is 95 and hey, that's a couple there. Come over there.
Yep.
11, 16, stay there. Got one more.
Yep.
I got 125, 11, 16. Okay. Now check the other side. That's supposed to be over there. So I'm going to go with my front line. I need 95, 11 sixteenths. Next one. 25. 11/16. Is that the same? Yep, we're the same. So my marks are good. Well, it's the end of the weekend, and I think it went pretty well. We got a good amount of work done. We got the cab off. We got the frame cut down so we could put it in here. I want it in here so we can measure back and forth as we're doing our frame modifications. And we were able to go over and get the other cutoff. If you noticed, Joe was in the very first part of the video, as was Jeremy. And then the second day, Jeremy came back. Joe had to do some stuff with his father-in-law, and then he drives trucks, so he had to leave out Sunday afternoon as well. So he wasn't, unfortunately, able to make it for 2 days, but man, we sure appreciate having them here and enjoyed having their help. Hopefully they enjoyed themselves as well. So we made some good progress. You saw we got that cut off and we stripped it down so we can get the steering axle out of it so we could use it on this truck. Now, I've had a lot of questions as what is the purpose? What's the intention? What are we building this thing to? Well, this is no different than everything else I do. My plans are written in sand. I've got a lot of ideas and things I'd like to do, and we'll just have to see if we can make them happen. So we have to talk about what we don't like about the truck and what we don't want. I don't like the IDI. It's too low horsepower for what I want. I don't like the Allison AT545 because when you pair that with a low horsepower motor, it's a horsepower robbing pig and it makes a lot of heat. I don't want Dayton wheels. I don't want hydraulic brakes. And I don't want the 1985 frame here. Would it be easier for us to just take this frame, cut it back here and start with 2 new rails so we don't have to redo all of this? Probably. Do I want to do that? No. So I have a lot of plans and a lot of reasons why I don't want to use that. So what I would like to do is start with a late model chassis or a late model frame that's in good condition. That was a 22,000 GVW truck. This was a 35,000 GVW chassis. Again, that's all subject to how it was set up and its intended use and all that stuff. It's 10 1/4 inch tall frame, and it's 110 PSI tensile strength according to the VIN. So even though it's not very thick, it's apparently a pretty strong frame. So the idea of things that we like and don't like. So the original cab over, if you look at this picture, you can see how the wheel doesn't fit the opening. You can see the big gap in the front, how it doesn't match the radius, and how much height, how much distance there is between the top of the tire and the cab, the wheel opening the cab itself. And I don't like that. We want to change it. We want to move that cab back a little bit and down as low as we can. I'd like to get that radius matched as close as possible, but I need this frame to be as low as possible as well, because the idea is I would like that front step of the truck to be as close to the ground as possible, 8-10 inches off the ground. If we can make that happen, we'll have to see. So we're going to be using this, and the reason I want to go with these axles is because they're air brake. I want air brakes. Again, I know it's only a hydraulic truck. We can adapt it. Not a big deal. We'll figure it out. Now, why do we want air? Because no matter what engine I choose to put in here, I guarantee it's going to have an air compressor. And that is by design, because we're going to want to have air ride suspension. So if we're going to have air ride suspension, we can utilize the air for air brakes as well. Plus, the biggest benefit to me is if I go with air brakes, then that means the rear axle will have spring brakes on it, and that gives me a park. Okay, so now I'm not forced to use a transmission that has park or has a parking drum on the back, or a rear differential that has a park brake on the front of it. I don't want to be forced to use that because it limits the transmissions we can use. And remember, this is a $0 build, excluding fluids, filters, maintenance items, anything that needs worn out, needs replaced, that kind of stuff. But actual hard parts, I don't want to spend any money on this if I don't have to. So by going with air brakes, it opens up my possibilities for transmissions and rear end ratios. So that's one of the big factors. Now, the next thing is I want that frame as low as we can go. So we're going to be removing that extra leaf spring underneath the main, and we're going to be installing an airbag in between the two. That suspension up as tight to that frame as we can, and I got some ideas of what we're going to do here. I know a lot of guys will say just cut the frame and bring it up and over like this and then back down, and I really don't want to do that. I don't want to have all these, full frame miter cuts. I've got another idea. I think it'll work just fine. And as far as the upfit goes, I have not come to a decision exactly. I know what I would like to do. I'll share that with you. I would like to make this a ramp truck. I would like for it to be a ramp truck that can haul, equipment or cars, collector cars, trucks, whatever. But in order to do that, we've got to get a pretty long chassis, and I really don't want to be that long. Right now, I think we're 24 or 25 right to here, if I recall, from the end. And we would need longer than that to do what I want to do. But anyways, that's where we're at for right now. The next video in this series will be cutting the frame, and we're going to be putting that front axle up underneath there. Again, my goal is to get this thing as low as possible. The tires we're going to be using, again, I don't want Hub Pilot, or I don't want Dayton's. I want Hub Pilots. So the tires we'll be running actually will be about the same size as those 8 1/4 20s over there. The rears won't. The rears will be 41 inches like those 11R 22.5s. But I got a lot of ideas, and I hope to share as much of this with you as possible. It's going to be a long video series, I'm sure, but I've got it set up here in the shop so that it can stay here, and we keep going on it until we're done. We may have to work on some other stuff in the other shops, but that's okay. This is here till we're done, I hope. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.